I want to welcome you to the Ask Jeff YouTube channel. Here's today's question. Is there such a thing as being, quote, more Christian than somebody else, or somebody being more Christian than you? Now, this may appear to be a very simplistic question, but it's not actually one. Allow me to kind of take a step back for a moment. The term Christian is actually used in your Bible for the very first time in the book of Acts chapter 11. Now, that's critical. We're about 18 to 24 months after the resurrection of Jesus Christ. So number one, those individuals who were the early believers were not called Christians the first couple of years of what we know as the church. Number two, they didn't refer to themselves as Christians. In fact, it says there in verse 26 that there in Antioch, the lost world called them Christians. Prior to that, in chapter 9, whom we now know as the Apostle Paul, when he was Saul, called them people of the way. Why is this important? Because as you walk through the New Testament, the word Christian is never utilized as a term by the people of God or by God himself to describe his children. We are born again, as in John chapter 3. We are saved, as in Romans chapter 10. We are regenerated. We are reconciled. We are redeemed. Those are those Bible words that talk about we were in a condition of lostness, and now we are forgiven, we are saved. We are now no longer, as Ephesians 2 says, the strangers or aliens against God, but we are his children. The term Christian was a description of the early believers, those that were saved and born again, their mannerisms, the way in which they operated their lives that was so distinct and so different than those around them. And the word simply means as Christ. So talking as Jesus Christ, living as Jesus Christ. So back to the question, can somebody be more of a Christian than somebody else? Biblically, yes. If your fidelity or your faithfulness or your sincerity toward the Lord is of greater value to you than somebody else, then obviously you would be acting in a more Christ-like or more Christian manner. That doesn't mean you're any more or less saved, born again, redeemed, or reconciled. The term Christian is actually a biblical description of one whose mannerisms and behavior is like Christ. This is why oftentimes I make a big deal saying that nobody in the Bible ever becomes a Christian. We get saved, we are born again, we are redeemed. My Christianity, your Christianity, is a direct reflection of our fellowship, our obedience, and our fidelity to the Lord. Great question. If you have one, send it to askjeff.net. Maybe your question will be tomorrow. Thanks for being a part of today's daily question. Now, we answer a question each and every day. Please feel free to submit a new question at askjeff.net. We may not have gotten to yours today, but we eventually will continue to be a part of this. Subscribe so you don't miss out on a question every day.